Hi everyone, this is Laura from Pet Scribbles and welcome to another edition of Crafty Hangouts. This month our Hangouts are sponsored by Online Labels. You can find them at onlinelabels.com, makes it very easy. And they sell every and any kind of label you can imagine. People, I think, even myself, used to think of labels as just something that was more of an office supply. More and more it's used for crafting, and I'm going to show you a really fun way to craft with them today. We're going to make large, giant, polka-dotted tissue paper flowers. Hold it back here, you can kind of get a better idea how large it is. So what I used for this was primarily 1-inch circle labels that Online Labels nicely provided to me, and I got them in a craft color. I took some off of here just so you can get a better sense of the 1-inch size. They come in different sizes. You can get them in about 20 different colors. They even have some weatherproof versions if you wanted to make something for outdoor use. But I love the craft ones. I just think they give a nice vintage feel, so that's what I wanted to use today. So to make this, what you're going to need, not many supplies at all. You're going to need scissors. You're going to need twine or string. I like to use twine. Tissue paper in your color or colors of choice. For this one, for example, obviously I use primarily teal paper, but then in the middle, just to make more like a flower center, I use the craft color so that I thought it would be nice to bring out the polka dots on the flower. And that's really all you're going to need. This is very easy. So I made this one, and then I'm also going to show you, I did this one with white labels, just to show you that you can do variations. This is a smaller one, more like a bouquet that you could use. This was 1-inch white labels, craft colored tissue paper, and then I took some tulle netting that you can get at the craft store or the fabric store. Just looks like this. And I did a bunch of loops, tied them together, made that the center of the flower. It hangs down. You could either attach a stick to this, wire to this. You can wrap it with ribbon, twine, florist wire, florist ribbon that has the wired edges, all kinds of stuff to make your own, maybe stems that would hang in a vase. Maybe someone's carrying this as a little bouquet. If you search Pinterest, you'll find some neat examples of actual tissue paper flower bouquets, it's hard to say, that people have used for weddings. So that's another variation. Here's one without any labels. Boring. Then you got this. So here's how easy it is to do. First step is you're going to take your tissue paper, and I had colored tissue paper. In this case, I used a muted red. I put the craft color that will be the center of the flower on top, and accordion fold. Easy. Once you have it folded, you take your edges and you cut them. So make them into a nice sort of a rounded edge. Doesn't have to be perfect because flowers aren't perfect. So do that. Then you'll have this. Take your twine, as I've already done, or your string, and just loosely tie it. Tie it enough that it'll stay put and not move, but don't tie it to the point where you're going to crinkle the center. I know some people will do this with wire, but I like to just keep it a little bit loose. It's a little bit easier to play with the layers that way. So this is what it's going to look like when you're getting ready to actually turn it into a flower. What you want to do is you want to fan out both sides. Now I've sort of worked on this side already, which I'll show you in a minute. Fan it out, and then you're going to start to pick up the first layer. Now the first layer is not going to have any of the polka dots on it, so you can pick this one up kind of all the way, almost like to get it out of the way. Be very gentle because tissue paper can rip easily. Ask me how I know. And now you'll see you have all your petals where you can just simply take a label and put it on the edge of one of the petals. I'll just start at the end there. It's that easy. Now, what I do when I'm doing these flowers is I like to put labels all on the top of the first layer first. Then flip it over and do the very bottom outside layer. And the reason for this is because as you're, at least as I've found, as you're putting all these on, you're going to constantly be holding. And I think after a while, if you're just grabbing the tissue paper, you're going to rip it. But this provides a little bit more of a, just keeps it a little bit more secure, so you're not going to rip your edges. And it kind of helps you position where you're going to have, make sure your labels are relatively the same. Just eyeball it and you'll be fine. So once you do the top layer and then the bottom layer, you're going to do what you did with this craft layer and just gently pull it up. And again, it's kind of to get it out of the way. Then you'll put them all like you see on here. You'll do this layer. Now, to do the underside, you don't need to pull it all the way up. I'd say just do a little bit, like halfway. You just want it enough so that you can see where to put the next row of labels. Then after that's done, gently fan that one up, and so on and so forth. Now, in this example, I just used 3 layers of the red tissue paper, and of course the layer of the center is the 1 layer of craft tissue paper. So you have this done, you fluff it all out. Of course you would do the same thing on the other side. In fact, just for give you the idea of more of flour, I'll just quickly fluff this side up, even though it doesn't have labels on it. Take the center part, crinkle it up a little bit. That kind of becomes the center of the flower. And then fluff it up to your desire. And you've got a pretty flower. Very pretty. This one looks almost like a hibiscus in a way, doesn't it? I like it. So, here's a larger one. This one with 8 sheets total. This one had 4 sheets total. You can make them in any size you want. I like to do the large ones for impact if you're doing a party or wedding decorations or something like that. But what's nice about online labels is they have all different sizes. So you can do smaller ones, larger ones, whatever you want to do. And that's all there is to it. I'll have a complete tutorial, step-by-steps and supply list, which is pretty easy, but I'll have that on my website, which you can visit for more craft ideas, and that's Pet Scribbles, and you can find me at www.petscribbles.com. And for Crafty Hangouts, you'll definitely want to go to craftyhangouts.com, because this month we're all doing labels, and some of us are doing circle labels, some of us are doing lip balm labels, wine bottle labels, you name it. So you'll get a ton of different ideas for crafting with labels. It's very easy, it's very fun, and it's amazing how many uses you have for these. One last quick thing. You can quickly dress up some plain tissue paper and just put it in a gift bag. Craft gift bag, matching labels that look like polka dots, and you got a nice little gift. So that's Crafty Hangouts for this month. Again, I'm Laura from Pet Scribbles, and these are polka dotted tissue paper flowers with onlinelabels.com. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next month. Bye.